Okay, welcome back to our series on modeling a bolt, and this one in tutorial 2 we're going to model the nut for this screw, but I just realized that I made a mistake, as I often do, but it's recoverable. The mistake is that this part should have been its own component, and I just drew underneath the top heading. And so now I have no component, and I want to make another component, and this is going to get very ugly very fast. So I'm going to fix it. We're going to right click and create a new component, and we're going to give it the name screw. Wait, there we go. Enter. And now I'm going to try, and this isn't always successful, but try it if you've messed up like I have and see what happens. You might be looking at it like this, bodies, sketches. Let's expand the bodies and sketches. And let's drag this body number 2 underneath the screw right there and drop it in. And it went. And now let's go and pick sketch 3 and put it underneath the screw and see if it'll go. And it did. So luckily, I was able to reorganize all my sketches and bodies that are attached to the screw. And now when I turn this screw on and off, it works like that. So it's better to remember that if you're drawing multiple parts, to start setting up those parts out of the gate. But there I was able to recover. So we're going to hit right click on here and a new component this time, being a little wiser. And this one is going to be nut. And push OK. Now when I draw a nut, I'm going to make sure that I am active on nut. And I'm going to turn screw off for now because it's just in my way. Now, let's draw a nut. So the nut has the same thing going on. It's got chamfers on both sides, and the nut, as I turn to my page here for a second, here we go, is a hex shape with chamfers. So strangely enough, we're going to start with a sketch, and we're going to try and find, I got to find the top. So this will be my top plane. I'll pick that, and I'm going to do the same thing as before. I'm going to start with a polygon, and picking the circumscribed polygon, and 0.375 is the radius. And now I'm going to pick a circle, and I'm going to connect that to the outer point. So far so good. I am going to hit escape to stop drawing circles, and then I'm going to pick all of this. I'm going to window it this time, that's fancier. And so I don't pick all the parts, I can get the whole thing. Hit E on my keyboard for extrude, and I'm going to pull this way, the distance that it says on my drawing, again available where you found the link to this video is the drawing, 7/16 is the distance this time. So I've got that, that's my blank for my nut. And now what we're going to do is we're going to put those chamfers on this piece. So let's just chamfer, well, let's do it this way. We'll pick this, and we'll pick this. And we're going to put that same kind of chamfer on there. We're going to make it 0.06, and we're going to make it 30 degrees. And I don't know if you can see it, but those two chamfers are different, because 30 degrees is oriented, and it's hard to describe, but it's oriented off the horizontal one way for one, and this is the complementary angle on the other side. So that's not going to work, just picking 30 degrees and applying it to both chamfers. So we're only going to apply it to one chamfer. So I'm going to hit cancel, so I can delete these, just apply it to the top chamfer, and we'll push OK. So how can we get that same thing applied to the bottom chamfer? Well, let's mirror that feature, they call it. Let's mirror that across. So we need something, if I go to invoke mirror, I'm going to need a mirror plane, they call it, to mirror across. So let's go and construct a plane. This is our first time for making our own plane. So far we've used like the origin planes. I'll turn those on there so we can see them. I don't know where the origin planes are right now. Oh, there they are. Oop. Zoom out a bit so you can see it. There it is. There's the origin planes for the origin of everything. But let's this time make our own plane. And under construct planes, there's various ways. I'm going to choose this mid plane thing because I'm going to try and make a mirroring plane middle of the piece. So I'm going to click that. Now it says this is my plane, select this side, and then I'll select this side, and it's created a work plane in between those two pieces. Now, if I have a plane set up, I can now mirror across that. So S on the keyboard for shortcuts, then M for mirror, and then the mirror we're going to pick is this one here. There's a few different mirrors. We're going to pick this one. Click on it. And now you're going to mirror not a face, but a feature. So it says, object, go select your feature. The feature I want is this thing down here in my history. So I'll pick that, and it's highlighted it. And then it says pick the mirror plane. I'll pick that plane and push OK. Now, oh, it broke, so I'm going to try again. And instead of, the two planes are picked, and OK, and now I will SM mirror, and I will try again. Features, I'm going to pick this feature, and I'm going to pick this, select this mirror plane, and in this case, we're going to try identical. I'll go optimize, see if that'll do it. It shows you what it's going to do. I can see it in there. It's trying, right? There's what it's going to do. Let's see if it'll do it under optimized. There we go. And there it happened. So it wasn't happy. I'll go back to this for a second. It wasn't happy doing it when I was set on compute option adjust. I had to be on optimized. Push OK. Now this plane's kind of annoying to have it there. If I head under nut, where everything to do with the nut is being tracked, it's under construction. And there it is there. I can turn it off so I don't have to look at it. It's always there for me though if I need it. Okay, so the next step is to hex cut this. So we're going to create a sketch on the top, and then we're going to draw a polygon, again same style, and we're going to go 0.375. There we go. And now don't forget we're going to need a circle to bound all of this that goes to these points, and then I'll hit escape to stop drawing circles. I should be able to pick, holding shift down, all of these, and E for extrude. There we go. So we'll extrude how far? All the way to the other face over here. Distance is to object, like that. Push OK. There, I have the beginnings of a nut. Now the center part. So we're going to draw a circle by creating a sketch on the top again, and drawing a circle here. How big is the circle? Well, it should be basically the size, that half-inch size. Now, of course, there should be some clearance, but we're just going to call it half-inch. And we'll put in 0.5. Enter. And so there it is. And now what we're going to do is we're going to click on it and push E on the keyboard and extrude that through in a cut, and pick the other side. We'll go to object, we'll cut it through. Done. Last step is to go S for shortcuts on your keyboard there, and T for threads, thread, pick the inside, make sure it's modeled threads. We'll go full length this time, and we'll make sure we use the correct thread type, which is half 13 UNC to match our screw. Push OK. And the nut is done. And so we can turn the screw back on, and the nut and the screw are on the same screen. They may look like they're together because we modeled them off the origin, but don't forget I could click on either one of these here. I'll go top level, make that active so they both look solid, and they are free to float, and we'll join them up in the next video.